Hey everybody, welcome back to what I'm hoping is going to be the last part of Spider-Man. While I'm both sad to see it go, I do love the feeling of completing a game and being able to move on to something new. So let's get over to the next mission. If I recall correctly, we're meeting Silver Sable at her secret base in New York that Spider-Man didn't know she had. We're currently wearing the Into the Spider-Verse outfit. Is her secret base like a submarine? That's fucking wicked. You go, Sable. Fucking secret. Hi.
Let's get to work.
I agree. Where are we going?
Where's this base you talked about?
Isn't it, like, really dangerous for her to be flying that without the cockpit?
Whoa. Your toys are so much cooler than mine.
Was that boat invisible? Also, how big is it? Questions, but no answers. We'll see what happens. It'd be kind of funny if the Into the Spider-Verse outfit made him kind of fat, because Peter B. Parker was kind of fat in Spider-Verse.
I love this invisible floating fortress thing, but now that all of New York City has seen it, Hammerhead will probably be here soon.
I am counting on it. So let us work quickly.
This is the last mission. I'm gonna feel real
I have acquired
bad.
the Class 5 laser array. We need to calibrate it to prevent it from overheating.
Lucky for us, I'm working on my master's in calibration. Let's do this.
Who does he think we are? Garrus?
Okay, what's first?
Hold the housing array into place.
On it. Huh. Whoa, nice laser.
Housing locked.
Done and done.
We are not done.
Oh,
We must reset the targeting field aerials.
sure thing. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Exit the hangar and navigate to the top of the nearby transmitters.
Alrighty. So, we should talk about the strategy with Hammerhead, don't you think?
What is there to talk about? We find him. Then focus the laser on the plate in his head. The laser will heat the carbon steel to critical temperature, which will rearrange its molecular structure.
And soften it so I can knock him unconscious. I get that part, but how do you know it won't, melt his brain?
When the wolf attacks the sheep, he risks getting shot by the shepherd.
Okay, well,
I'm
Shepard,
not a fan of
just
that.
remember my no-killing rule, okay? Done. How's it look?
Systems appear functional. Now we must test the targeting and power levels.
Cool. Wait, this doesn't involve shooting me, does it?
Not yet, but I do need you to launch those targets.
Right. Okay, ready?
Ready.
Bombs away!
Whee!
Hit it! Pull!
Just a few more.
Cool with me, this is fun! Here comes another one! Nice shot! Is this how modern militaries keep shooting? Oh, can we do one more? Please?
Sorry, Spidey.
Yeah, well, we're all children on the inside.
Oh, there's still more. Bitchin'.
Whoa!
Come back. We have one more thing to do.
On my way.
Yeah.
We must adjust the gyroscopic navigation
Stabilizer in order to compensate for the weight of the
What-y
laser.
what?
Go to that
McWhatstons?
terminal and wait for me to activate the system. System ready.
I'm going in. Okay, that should do it.
Ah. Hammer Boy.
You two teaming up now?
Perhaps.
But it ain't gonna do no good.
Sable? Use a little help here!
The laser is down.
Can you fix it?
I am trying.
Okay. I'll just
Ow.
use the Hammerhead waltz for a bit. Okay, time to get personal. That's it.
If I want to rule this city, I gotta modernize.
Almost there.
Ow.
Now that I'm involved, it's time for me to be the boss.
Sable, what's your status?
Laser is back online. Hold him in place.
You're just pissing me off.
Gotcha.
Now I can get in close.
This is a fight you ain't gonna win.
Nah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna
Come
win.
on in, boys.
Can't let him hit me.
Okay, we're gonna change up our strategy here. Go back to the OG battle focus.
Die, bug.
Because it just saved my life.
You're going down.
Wait, are these Hammerhead goons? Where the fuck did they come from? Hey, asshole.
Look at me.
Who said you could bring backup? Who said your backup's even worth bringing? Ow. Fuck. Fuck. Okay. Well, that didn't quite go as planned. So yeah, this is seeming to be the last mission, which could make this the shortest video in the history of my channel.
He's quick. I gotta be quicker. That's it.
Hey, I was in the middle of fucking spider dodging you, asshole.
Eat this. Die, bug.
I think I won't. No offense. This is the one thing I don't like about this game. I hate when boss battles are just one big enemy and a bunch of tiny enemies. That's just annoying. The tiny enemies are just fucking annoying. They don't really do anything.
Not good.
I'd rather just have this guy, fucking Hammerhead, be so tough that I have to fight it. Like, I have to use all of my focus to fight him instead of it being fake hard in that it's just annoying because he has all those fucking goons with him.
This is a fight you ain't gonna win.
Almost there.
I don't know, I think I can win this fight.
Okay, teamwork.
Now hit him.
You think that hurt me? Not even close.
I don't know, I think it hurt you.
Still no respect. What's it gonna take?
I'd respect you if you just gave
You know what
up.
I respect? A guy who knows when to quit.
Commencing bombing run. Damn, I missed.
Keep him coming. I'll make sure the next one hits.
Alright, he's got fancy laser grid armor.
I dropped the bomb. You throw them at him. Commencing bombing run.
Can't let him hit me. If I grab those bombs, I can use them to disable his shield.
Ow.
We're gonna pound your face in.
Keep your distance. More bombs
Fuck you.
coming in.
Gotta clip his shield down.
You fight, but not as good as me. Keep trying. Keep failing.
Fuck you.
I'm indestructible.
Not really. I can very quickly destruct you if I have to.
Okay, now the laser.
Hold him steady.
Hit him with the laser!
Indestructible, huh? I think not.
Fuck you!
Coming, bug.
If you insist.
You two got skill. I give you one chance. Join my crew or die.
Incoming.
No thanks.
Come on in, boys.
Yay, teamwork. Man, you best.
I'm good, Hammer. Fuck! That hurt. A lot.
Now hit him.
Love your tech, Sable. Too bad I gotta use it to take you out.
Got it. Time to get.
Do not let him hit you.
Yeah, try it.
Sable, if you could do more to keep the fucking grunts off my ass. Fucking shit's back.
Coming in. Get ready. Disable the shield.
Okay.
I am on approach.
Come on, girl. Hit me with one of these good bombs.
The shield is down.
Fuck your kneecaps.
The moment longer.
You're just pissing me off!
Gotcha. Ow. Okay, maybe it don't.
Coming your way, bug! Take him out!
Get ready.
The shield's down. Indestructible, huh?
Fuck you, bitch.
Firing.
Come on. Ow. You fuckstick. Haha. Alright. Well, that was just unnecessary, sir. Come on. Sable, hit him with the good stuff.
The laser is down. I have an idea.
Can't wait much longer.
Nope. We got this, Petey.
Pulse him.
Then what?
Get ready to jump.
Wait, what?
Sable, I don't like this crazy-ass idea you've had. Excuse you. That was almost me. Alright, this has got to be the final fight. Maybe not. Maybe we broke his new body.
That was fun. Hey, you have dinner plans? I know this great pizza place.
I must return to Simcaria.
Right. You have a war to fight.
I do not like to fight. Do what I have to in order to help my people.
I know. That's what heroes do.
I am no hero.
I don't know, you were pretty
But you
heroic
have
there.
taught me a few things.
Oh yeah? Like what?
Like how to disarm my enemies with bad jokes.
Actually, they're good jokes, but I understand humor can be subjective.
Thank you, Spider-Man. For everything. I don't do hugs.
Yeah, right. Of course. Hey, can I get a lift back to the city? I'd swim, but it'd take forever to get the river smell out of my suit.
I'm guessing that's a no on that one, Petey. So we're just gonna leave him there? Like, we didn't call the police or anything? Also, what about Yuri? I have so many questions. I guess at least we patched things up with Silver. That's always kind of nice. Oh, in memory of Stan Lee, who inspired us all to be greater. Sure did. What a legend the man was. Okay, game, I already read that. I wonder if this was the only DLC that came out after he passed away. fuck it. We'll let this one play out, since this is the official end of the game now. I, maybe should have gone longer yesterday. I didn't think that would be the last mission. I figured that would be our rally point, and then there'd be another mission after that, and a bigger fight, and, well, more. But, no, there was not. Oh well. Anyway, having now played the DLC, I have to say the DLCs were great. As I mentioned during that boss fight, I dislike boss fights that rely on having infinite numbers of goons continuously spawn, like infinite number of minions spawn, to like, sort of, what's the word I want to use here? I'm trying to think of a good way to phrase this. I got nothing. Fuck. Artificially make the fight harder. In my opinion, those minions that were in that Hammerhead fight, they didn't really add much more than just busy to the screen. Like, they weren't really there. They were just kind of there to get in my way. I don't like that in a boss fight. I like a boss fight where it's just you and the boss, and you have to figure out how to fight the boss and how to beat him. But that might just be my older game experience coming through, where, like, playing games when you were a kid, or at least when I was a kid, you didn't have, like, well, okay, I did have game facts when I was pretty young, but not that young. And a lot of times, it wasn't really until I hit, like, middle school that I really started to use the internet to, you know, look up strategies and stuff for video games. Prior to that, I just relied on my own ability to figure out what to do. And it was very much a thing for a very long time that there were a lot of games I never beat. A lot of old games that just got too hard when I was a kid, and I couldn't do anything. I never beat them. That's almost... well, most of the times if I haven't beaten a game, it's either because they added DLC, or another game came out, and I got sidetracked, and forgot to go back to it. Or there's games like The Witcher 3, which I haven't beaten just because there's so much content to that game that I just can't wrap my head around actually sitting down and playing it to the end. I guess there is one other type of game, which there's only one game where I've really done this, which is Fallout 4. I just never completed because, honestly, that game's fucking boring. There was nothing really interesting about that game, in my opinion. It was really a huge letdown. Coming from Fallout New Vegas to Fallout 4. I really hope they do better with the next... I don't count Fallout 76. That game was dead to me before it even came out. As soon as it was announced there was online multiplayer MMO, I was like, that's not Fallout. That's just bullshit. I guess I should rephrase that. The fact that it was an MMO made me not really want to play it, because to me those types of games are games I want to play by myself. Like, that's a game I want to create my character, chart out his story or her story, and just play through it at my own pace without other people, just me and the game. And MMOs are kind of weird about me doing that, just because there are other characters there that aren't NPCs that I have to figure out, like, does my character want to join a guild? Does my character want to do this? And to me that just doesn't fit with, like, the Elder Scrolls / Fallout approach. So, to me, Fallout 76 was dead out of the gate. Just because it's not the type of game I'm interested in. I really hope that Bethesda can turn things around, because to me both Skyrim and Fallout 4 were huge letdowns in terms of gameplay and story and, well, everything that those series represent. I've actually never played the original Fallout games, but I know, just based on what I've heard from people who have, I actually own them. I can't get them to display large enough for me to read the text on my screen, which is kind of annoying, but whatever. So yeah, I want to play them, I just can't. I need to do a few workarounds for that. But I know I'd enjoy them. One of my favorite things about Fallout New Vegas was how your skills actually affect the game. Like, you can't do certain things if you don't have the skill points. Like, you can't convince Easy Pete to give you his dynamite if you don't have any explosive skill points. And I liked how the option changed. Like, if you're kind of close, you say something different than if you have, like, no skill in explosives. But if you actually are skilled enough to convince him, it's something completely different that's in the dialogue box for you to choose. And I like that approach. I also love the factions and how helping one faction might alienate another. And that was another thing with Skyrim, was like, I was really hoping they'd take that from Fallout New Vegas with the whole fucking Skyrim Civil War bullshit. And then they didn't. And I was like, why? It's already in your fucking engine. Just take it and use it. But no, they didn't. There are many things I could go on about why I dislike Skyrim and why I dislike Fallout 4. But that's not what I want to get into. I want to go back to talking about this Spider-Man game. So, going into this, I actually didn't have the DLC. I knew I wanted to get it, and then I bought it. Oh boy. I forget when I bought it. It was like a week or two into April that I bought and installed the DLC. I had a lot of fun with this game when it first came out, and I had a lot of fun replaying this game for this channel. I want to specifically talk about the DLC because I didn't have the DLC when I started this playthrough. I just wanted to say that I really enjoyed what it brought to the table. I enjoyed the storyline. I didn't realize the 3 DLCs were connected in, a whole story context. Like, obviously, they're going to be somewhat connected. It's still the same game and everything. I didn't realize it was one continuous story from beginning to end, which makes me kind of glad I waited till now to play it, because that would have I would have been real upset. Like, if I bought the DLC right out the gate when it first came out, and it's like you play through the first part, and it's like, well, now I have to wait, who knows, couple months till I can play it again. So I am kind of glad I got to experience the DLC in one continuous stream without, the couple month breaks in between when the parts of the DLC would come out. I also, generally speaking, I do like playing games that I'm familiar with, because I feel like it enables me to kind of better plan out the parts like this, where this is going to be, if I cut out the fucking credits, this would be the absolute shortest video I've ever had. It would be right around the same length as my very first test recording I ever did, which was way back, like last April, when I first started researching and planning out the channel and everything. I think I did a 15-minute video in the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, just because I wanted a game, just launch it, see how NVIDIA Shadowplay worked, test my microphone, test Audacity, do all that stuff. And yeah, I think that's the only 15-minute video I've ever recorded for this channel. Although technically that's not even on this channel, that's on my personal YouTube account as a private video that will never be released, because it's bad. If you think my old stuff is bad, that's even worse, because I was just fucking around. I just wanted to make sure the systems and stuff worked. Yeah. So, I do like playing games that I'm familiar with because it helps me control the length of the parts a little bit better because I kind of know what to expect. Obviously, that gives me, well, the advantage of being able to know, like, where's good stopping points, how much longer do I think is in the game, like, should I try and press on as a longer part to finish the game or whatnot. That being said, I do kind of enjoy blind playing these games, because it adds a sense of, like, there are times when I'm playing games where I, you know, might fake my emotions a little bit, like, be like, oh my god, I didn't see that coming, even though I've played the game like 100 times, but, here, everything was genuine, because I honestly didn't know what was going to happen. Obviously, I guessed things like that Black Cat wasn't actually dead, that kind of stuff, but I had no idea that, like, Hammerhead would turn himself into a cyborg thing. I don't even know what to call him, really. I didn't know about Felicia's dad in the first part. So that kind of stuff is kind of fun. But back to Devil May Cry 5, which was the game I did before this, because that was my first ever playthrough of that game. And that was kind of fun to be able to react genuinely to surprises, like when we found out that V was Virgil. That kind of stuff. I enjoy that. I think it adds a certain bit of, I don't even know what to call it, to my videos, that I can actually react without having to try and play it up and act like I didn't know it was coming or something like that. Yeah, I enjoy that kind of stuff. Usually during the credits I talk about what's coming next. I guess we're close enough now. So, you all remember, well, maybe not, I don't know, last October 2018, I did a little special, called it my Spooktober special, in honor of it being Halloween and everything. I played a scary game, even though most people probably don't find it very scary. I found it scary enough. No lie, there were a lot of screams in that game that were there were some that, you know, I tried to play up the whole I'm afraid thing. But there were some that were there were a good number of screams in moments where I was legitimately scared. And yeah. But so, as mentioned, I think at some point around that time, that I was planning on doing another sort of special like that, but that it wouldn't happen for a while. Well, it's finally coming around. The next special I'm doing is for May. The entire month of May is Star Wars month. I'm actually obviously, if you watched, was it the end of the, I think it was the end of the main story for Spider-Man. I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. I love Star Wars to death. I have ever since I was a little kid. I remember watching the original trilogy on VHS over and over again when I was little. It was the one movie set, like, those were the movies. Modern day kids won't even understand this now. Back then, on VHS tapes, you actually had to rewind the tape itself in order to rewatch it. Like, if you watched the tape to the end, took it out, then, like, a few days later you wanted to watch it again, you put it back in, it would still be at the end. You had to manually go back and rewind it. Being a lazy son of a bitch, I hardly ever rewound my tapes until it was time to watch them again, and then I'd be like, God damn it, Past Austin, why didn't you rewind this? Except I wouldn't swear because I was a little kid. But anyway, Star Wars was one of the few ones I would rewind right after watching. Partially because there were times when I would literally rewatch the movie again in that same sitting. I love Star Wars. Always have, always will. was never a big fan of May the 4th be with you day or whatever. I found it kind of a lame pun. But what the heck, with it being May and all, and people being all in a tizzy for Star Wars, I decided that May would be a Star Wars month, in which I would play Star Wars games. So I have 3 games picked out to play during the month of May. I'm going to release a short video on May 1st to explain how Star Wars month is going to work, but this is just so that you understand what's going to happen. Over the next couple of days, the last couple of days of April, I guess the last 2 days that I upload for April, I'll just be doing one-off videos. I have an idea that I kind of want to try doing for a different kind of one-off video. I don't know how it'll work out quite yet, but I'm hoping it'll be cool. If I can get it to work how I want it to. Aside from that, maybe go back to Civ or something. And then next Wednesday, because this is Friday, so Monday and Tuesday will be one-off videos. Next Wednesday we'll start Star Wars month. And I'll tell you just now, the first day of Star Wars month is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. An absolute favorite game of mine. I can't even count the number of times I've played it. It's not quite as much as I've played The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, which is about once or twice a year, every year, since I was like 13, so like for like 13 years of playthroughs for that game. I've played Knights of the Old Republic a lot. I really enjoy that game, and I hope you guys do too. For watching this well after the date this is released, obviously you could go watch all of my Star Wars content probably at once, but I really love Star Wars, and I'm super excited for Star Wars month to start so that I can share 3 of my favorite Star Wars games with you guys. Now, I'm saying these are 3 of my favorite Star Wars games. These are not like the best Star Wars. Knights of the Old Republic is one of the best Star Wars games out there. But my other 2 picks, they are great games and everything, but I know there are probably going to be people that are going to be like, why didn't you pick this game? I guess maybe just a small spoiler. Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast is not one of the 3 games, and neither is its sequel, Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy. The reasons being that I've never played through Jedi Outcast, and unlike like a Devil May Cry 5 or something like that, from what I have played of Outcast, I should probably play through it because it's fucking difficult. At least for me, because I suck. Yeah, so that's a whole thing. I do want to do Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast. I kind of want to do the whole Dark Forces series back to the old fucking DOS days, but I don't think that would be very great looking on a recording. But yeah, so look forward to Star Wars month. Obviously, if you're not a Star Wars fan, probably going to be a bad month for you if you watch my content. But, I mean, just give it a try. It won't kill you to watch a Star Wars video. What else can I talk about here? I guess I don't know. I guess getting back to this whole DLC thing, I mentioned that there are like a couple reasons why there are games I've never really beaten. One of them is DLC. I don't know what it is about me, but when it comes to DLC, I am the worst. There are so many great games that I just never got the DLC for. I think it's sort of almost like a attention span type thing of, like, when I get a game, I like to play it, play through it to the end, and then usually I don't go back to it for a while. Unless there's something about the game that makes me want to go back to it constantly. Like, there are certain games like Dark Souls or Bloodborne, where it's kind of fun to go back and replay through the game, trying different things. Like, maybe you do a different build or something. Like, that's cool, and all. But there's a lot of games where it's just like, I lose interest in them after I beat them. So I don't really pay attention, and then I forget about the DLC, and then it's like years later, I'm like, oh shit, there's DLC. Huh. So yeah, I'm notorious with DLC. I kind of think it partially stems from growing up at a time when I wasn't a big PC gamer until college. So I never really... I know, like, there are PC games like Diablo and stuff that had, like, expansion packs. But, like, I never really had any of that as a kid. I was almost exclusively a console gamer. And for the most part, console games didn't really have DLC until about the Xbox 360 era. There are a couple of things, like, I think Halo and Halo 2 had downloadable maps, but I never really cared about that shit. So I never really got into the whole DLC thing until I was a teenager, and by that point, I'd just become so used to games. When you buy them, that's the whole game. I honestly kind of think we might need to go back to that, because I think DLC's gotten a little out of hand over the past couple of years. Yeah, DLC and day one patches, I think, have gotten way out of hand in games, where it's like, I don't think, like, I can't imagine how these people would have felt, like these companies and shit, back in the day when, like, we were cartridge based and there was no internet connection, where it's like, once you put it on that cartridge and send it out to the stores, that's it. The game's never getting updated. So, like, you had to make sure that the game was working as best as you could get it, and that everything you wanted in the game was in the game. I think there's kind of a, like, the ability to patch a game and download updates and sell DLC kind of gets away from that a little bit. I think that kind of leads to some bad games where it's like they release it anyway just to meet deadlines, and we're just like, well, we can patch it, or we can add that as DLC. And I think that's a bad practice. I think I'm a huge fan of Shigeru Miyamoto, and I can't remember the exact quote, but it's something like, a delayed game will eventually be good, a bad game will forever be bad. And I believe very strongly in that. I think that should be a point, that if your game isn't going to be ready for the release date, then you just gotta push it back. If you release it before it's ready, it's just, you're only hurting yourself at that point, because people are gonna take to social media and shit and be like, well, your game's a piece of shit. So, yeah. I guess another thing I could talk about real quick while we're still on the whole DLC stuff. Another thing I really don't like, this game actually did it right. I know this game is very similar in terms of gameplay mechanics to the Batman Arkham series, which is perfectly fine by me. I mean, I thought that kind of combat style and whatnot would work well for Spider-Man, and it did. Tweak a few things, like instead of a counter, he more or less has just a dodge. But yeah, one thing that this game does way, way better than the Batman Arkham games did is the suits. In Batman Arkham, the suits are all DLC. You have to buy them. In this, you can unlock them by playing the game. And I always thought that was a bold decision on the part of Warner Brothers to make the extra suits DLC. I was never a really big fan of that decision. That's another thing, I guess, from older games, pre-internet era games, really, was that, like, a lot of games growing up had unlockable shit in it. Like, you can get extra costumes, you can get this, you can do that, you can unlock new game modes, you can unlock new playable characters. I loved that shit as a kid. Trying to figure out how to unlock stuff, eventually getting to the point where I would look it up online and figure out how to unlock stuff. Just gonna throw that out there. But yeah, I liked unlockable stuff and learning how to unlock stuff and going about getting like the extra content and whatnot. Now games, like the Batman Arkham series, where it's like those suits should absolutely, like if that game had come out 10 years earlier, those suits would have been part of the game. You'd unlock them by doing shit. So to me, like, the idea to make them DLC was kind of an asshole move. You're just trying to make money off people that want the other suits, which, not gonna lie, I did buy the DLC suits. But it's just, I don't like the fact that I had to buy them with real money. I'd rather unlock them by completing gameplay challenges. Honestly, that would probably have been the only reason I would have completed the Riddler bullshit in Arkham Knight, was to unlock bat suits. Not gonna lie, never completed the fucking Riddler bullshit in Arkham Knight. Or not Arkham Knight, Arkham City. I did complete it in Arkham Knight, and I hated myself for doing it. I still hate myself for having done it. It was not worth it, honestly. You get a little fucking cutscene at the end. It was by far just not worth the effort. And in Arkham City, I have never done it, and I never will do it. Because I want to play those games eventually. When we get there, I'm going to flat out tell you I'm not doing it. We'll get Riddler trophies and shit as I see them, just for the experience and whatnot, but I'm not going to go out of my way for them. Other side quests, though. Definitely. Trying to think of other games that had DLC that I think should have been, like, unlockable content. I can't think of any off the top of my head. Damn it. Nope, I got nothing. Anyway, what else can I talk about? Can I talk about anything else? Well, I guess this weekend is Avengers Endgame, so that's pretty exciting, although I'm not going to see it because I still haven't even seen Captain Marvel. Apparently my brother hasn't seen fucking Black Panther, so we all want to get together and watch... Well, I guess we can't really watch Captain Marvel yet, it's not out. That's real fucking annoying. Why did they put these two so close together? Fuck. I'm a busy man. I can't go out to the movies. Oh well. I'll see it eventually. I hope that, holy fuck, these credits are so long. It's already been like half an hour of just credits. That's how, I think it was the first part. That's how that was, before I decided to just cut it out of the video. Damn, dude. There's probably a fucking scene at the end. God damn it. Oh well. I guess the other big thing coming up for the channel was that with May coming around, the girls will be out of school again, which means that hopefully, fingers crossed, I can have them in more videos. yeah, it'll be fun. I hope to do some special videos just with them. But I would like them to actually, you know, be a part of other videos. Like, there are specific games I have picked out that, from way back in the beginning, before I even knew Brie was going to be a part of the channel, for me and my sister to do. And a large part of it is because she's the one that pretty much talked me into doing this in the first place. I was like, you know what, if I'm doing it, you're helping. So, fun times to reminisce. Still can't believe it's been over 6 months since I started this whole well, technically it's been a year since I started actually preparing for this. I think I actually recorded the first video that will never see the light of day. Not the test video I was talking about earlier in Skyrim, but like the first official video, what was to be the first official video for the channel. I think I recorded that in June last year, and then it never got released because, well, Trish sucks. We recorded one video together, and then she didn't record with me for the rest of the summer. And I was just like, the fuck? How am I supposed to release this? It's one video. Needless to say, I ended up deleting that video to save space, and it's gone forever. Which is fine by me, because honestly, that video needed work. A lot of work done. There were audio issues, none of us really knew how to act in a video. We were very loud, very talking over, a lot of talking over each other. We've gotten a lot better. Let's just say that. At least I have, for sure. No, they do better. They did better with Little Big Planet. Other videos they've been in. Yeah, the secret history of gaming with B-wick. Back when this channel was supposed to have started in June of last year, and ended up getting pushed back to the end of August, after we took Church and Bree back to school. Yeah. Now you know the truth. Channel. If you look, you can probably figure out that my channel was created on, like, June 10th or something, in preparation of recording that first video, and starting the whole thing, and kicking the whole thing off with a bang. And that never happened. Waited fucking 3 months. Only 2 really, but it was still a thing that we had to go through. And then as soon as we took them back to school, and I was like, you know what, with them gone, I'm just gonna do Sleeping Dogs. And now the rest is history. And I can still remember how nervous I was hitting the fucking publish button on YouTube for that very first video. And being like, well, this is officially on the internet now. Now I don't even think about it. I just put in the fucking descriptions and stuff, hit publish, and go about my day. So that was your little behind the scenes talk. I wonder how Trish would feel if she knew that I just ratted her out as being kind of shitty about being in the videos back in the day. Oh boy. Maybe one day I'll release that Skyrim test video. One day. For everybody to see. I think I'd actually have to re-download it from my private YouTube account and put it back. Oh no, oh fuck. Because back then, I was just fucking about. So it was before I had I used Adobe Premiere to edit all the videos. But that was before I bought Adobe Premiere. So that was when I was still using freebie software and like free trial shit that has watermarks in it. Oh man. Oh man. Would that be a hell of a release? Maybe one day. Maybe I'll do like a special thing and be like, if we do this, I'll release the fucking Skyrim video. It's really not that great. Hopefully we're arriving at the end of the credits soon. Aladdin Enterprises, huh? Well, anyway. I hope you've enjoyed Marvel's Spider-Man. I sure did. And I sure enjoyed its 3 DLC chapters. And all the game had to offer. There was some negative stuff I've mentioned. But overall, this game was a very positive experience. And I had such a blast. Well, look, it's Miles. Oh man, he's got a Spider-Man mask on.
I think the web shooters are a little tight.
Get used to it. Just try to keep up.
This seems a bit extreme for training, Pete. Perhaps we should have started with something smaller. Perhaps smaller. We should have unlocked a new spider suit. So, we'll check that out real quick. You finished the Silver Lining story. This concludes the City That Never Sleeps saga. Great job, hero. Thanks.
Okay, Hammerhead's finished. But his men are still out there.
Not really.
A spider's work is never done.
I fucking did everything already, Petey. The city sleeps. There's my last trophy. 100%. Fucking A. Ultra rare to get screwballed? Nice. Ultra rare for unplugged? Ultra rare for the wages of war? Fucking sweet. Although, give me a sec here. Fortunately, I still don't have 100% in this game, and you guys won't see it. Let's check out this new spider suit we got. Ooh. This is like war-torn Spider-Man with a raspy voice. And I can't really do well. Anyway. Yeah. This is a pretty fucking baller spider suit. It's like mean looking. It's all torn up. It's got a fucking cybernetic arm. Hey, JJJ.
Today is a fine day in New York City. At long last, Hammerhead has been taken down for good. Cyborg parts and all.
Yeah.
I will even give Spider-Man and Silver Sable an ounce of credit. They did, after all, land the final blow. However, while the mainstream media trips over itself to heap lavish praise on these vigilantes, allow me to give you a dose of facts. Hammerhead would have never gotten this far had it not been for Silver Sable leaving behind all her gear in the city. And don't get me started on
got a
Spider-Man,
point.
stoking the fires of a gang war and forcing a decorated police captain into administrative leave.
She went fucking nuts, dude.
But they were also the ones that made it.
God damn it. You can never let me have anything. Anyway. If we go here and look at my trophies, still don't have that 100% in this game again. Because I have to do New Game Plus stuff. There's two achievements there. I don't even know if the second one sounds pretty hard. Completed on ultimate difficulty. This was on normal. You saw how fucking beat the shit I got. The first one will be easy. Maybe I'll go for both of them at once, but I don't know. I normally don't care about this stuff, but I did have 100% completion in this game, and I kind of want that back. That feat back. There's not a whole lot of games I do that with. And the ones that I do it with are those special games that have just the right amount of stuff for me to do it for. I guess the other thing would be, I don't know, because this all started with fucking achievements on Xbox 360. There are just some achievements that I never ever get. One of them I don't know if I've ever mentioned this before, but one of them is an Assassin's Creed, which was one of the first Xbox 360 games I ever played. There was an achievement for running away from a fight and, like, jumping through, like, 25 vendor stalls or some shit like that. It's like, I'm not doing that. I never ran from fights in that game. No one can detect you if everyone's dead. But yeah, so there's stuff like that where it's like forcing me to play the game in a way I don't play the game is just something I'll never do. Like, if there was an achievement in this, or a trophy in this game that was like, use... I don't even know. Like, I can't even think of anything for this particular game. But just something that makes me play out of my way of playing the game. I'm trying to think of another good example. Like the Assassin's Creed one of running away from guards. I never did that. And I never would do that. And I never will do that. Because it's just not in my nature when I play those games. I enjoy the combat. And especially with the older Assassin's Creed games where all you can do is counterattack. I did get the achievement in the original Assassin's Creed for killing 25 guards in a single fight. Because that's just how I played. Now, if I'd done the other way, where I did actually try to run away from fights and be stealthy and all that shit, I probably never would have gotten that achievement. Because I don't change the way I play my games just to get fucking trophies or achievements or anything like that. Anyway, I've kept you for long enough. I'm sure you're all busy people with lives to lead and whatnot. So, I'll let you get back to that. I'll admire. We'll get there. And admire our last spider suit we got. As we've completed Marvel Spider-Man. I'll see you guys on Monday in a one-off video. We'll see how that goes. But until then, I hope you have a lovely weekend. Goodbye.